Hello everyone, welcome to the next session. Today we are trying to learn how to find the shapes of various inorganic molecules based on Vesper theory. It is purely based on the hybridization only. To find the shapes of a molecule, you should compulsorily know the hybridization of a molecule. Otherwise, it's not possible. And one sure question from chemical bonding can be asked based on this concept as well as hybridization. So this is very important topic for any competitive exam. And say before trying to find the shape of a molecule, you should have certain basics here. The first one is how to find hybridization. That's very important. And if you have any doubt on finding hybridization, you can go to my video trick on hybridization. So you will get entire information. After that, once you know the hybridization, if it is a sp2 hybridization and the molecule has 0 lone pairs, then the shape is trigonal planar. Okay, and when you try to extract the hybridization of a molecule, you will come to know number of lone pairs present in a molecule also. So hybridization trick involves, it helps you in both the ways. One is to know its hybridization, another one is to know how many lone pairs are there in a molecule. Okay, so once you know the hybridization and once you know the number of lone pairs, you can easily predict the shape of a molecule. Okay, for that you have to remember all this. Say for example, if hybridization is sp2 and you have 0 lone pairs, if there are no lone pairs at all, then the shape is trigonal planar. And sp2 hybridization, if you have 1 lone pair, then the shape is bent shape. sp2 hybridization with 2 lone pairs, shape is linear. Okay, so similarly, if you get sp3 hybridization and if you do not have any lone pairs, then the shape is tetrahedral. On having 1 lone pair, the shape will be pyramidal. If you have 2 lone pairs, shape is bent shape or V shape also. Bent shape can also be called as V shape also. And sp3 hybridization with 3 lone pairs, the shape is linear. Okay, so similarly with sp3 dehybridization with 0 lone pairs, you don't have any lone pairs, then the shape is trigonal bipyramidal. sp3 dehybridization with 1 lone pair, shape is seesaw. Okay, sp3 dehybridization with 2 lone pairs, shape is T shape. With 3 lone pairs, it's linear. Okay, and sp3 d2 hybridization, if you get with 0 lone pairs, then the shape is octahedral. You don't find any lone pair, bond pair repulsions and all. Okay, and if you have sp3 d2 hybridization with 1 lone pair, then the shape will be square pyramidal. Okay, sp3 d2 hybridization with 2 lone pairs, then the shape is square planar. Okay. So this is the entire idea. You should keep it in your mind. Fine. So you should know how to find hybridization. So in that process itself, you will be knowing how many lone pairs are there. Okay, so once you know hybridization along with number of lone pairs present, all you have to remember is this. Okay, so apply this concept and give the shape of a molecule. Okay, so concept is very simple. Now we'll work it out with the example so that you will understand better. Okay, coming to the first example, I'll take a very simple molecule, ammonia. Okay, I am asking you what is the geometry of ammonia or shape of ammonia. Okay, for that what you have to do, first you need to find out hybridization. Find out hybridization. So what is the trick? Okay, I'll write step by step. First step is find hybridization. Find hybridization. Okay, second step is find number of lone pairs. Find lone pairs. And third one, writing a shape. Write shape, write shape. Okay, according to this concept. So these are the 3 simple rules that you have to follow to predict the shape of a molecule. Okay, so what is the first step? You have to find the hybridization for ammonia molecule. So how do you find? Central atom is nitrogen, isn't it? So what is the formula you will apply? Number of sigma bonds plus number of lone pairs. Isn't it? Okay. Now let us find out. Nitrogen is the central atom. Nitrogen belongs to which group? 15th group. Okay. 15th group elements will have 5 valence electrons. So you will be putting 5 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And each electron is bonded with 1 hydrogen. Like that you have 3 hydrogens. Okay. And how many sigma bonds are there? 1, 2, 3. Sigma bonds are 3. Lone pairs are how many? 1 lone pair is there. So 3 plus 1, 4 you will get. So if you get 4, which hybridization it is? sp3 hybridization, isn't it? I told you, if you are getting a digit 2 on doing this calculation, you get certain digit, right? If you get a digit 2, it is sp hybridization. If you get 3, sp2 hybridization. If it is 4, sp3 hybridization. If it is 5, sp3 dehybridization. If it is 6, sp3 d2 hybridization, isn't it? So this is what you have to remember. So now we have got 4, so hybridization is sp3. Now check it over here. What will be the shape for ammonia? Okay, molecule is having sp3 and how many lone pairs? See here. See, the trick can give you 2 ideas. One is it is giving you what hybridization, and another one is it is giving you how many lone pairs are also there, right? So sp3 hybridization with 1 lone pair. So sp3 hybridization with 1 lone pair. So what is the shape of a molecule? The shape is pyramidal. Shape is pyramidal. So the shape of ammonia molecule is pyramidal. Okay. So sp3 hybridization with 1 lone pair will be having a shape called pyramidal. So this is the workout you have to do for finding the shape of a molecule. Okay. Next example. ClF3 is there. Okay. I want to find out the shape of this particular molecule. Okay, the central atom is Cl here. So Cl belongs to 17th group, and 17th group elements will have 7 valence electrons, isn't it? So I'll be putting 7 dots. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and 3 Fs are there. So each electron is taken up by 1 F. So this is what. Now apply the formula for finding hybridization. Sigma bonds are 3 plus lone pairs are how many? Lone pairs are 2. 2 lone pairs you have. So 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So if you are getting a number 5, then which hybridization it is? sp3 dehybridization. Okay. So compound is having sp3 dehybridization and how many lone pairs? 2 lone pairs. So search here sp3 dehybridization with 2 lone pairs. Okay, so what is the shape? T shape. Molecule will have T shape structure. Okay, so it's very easy. So one thing is you should definitely know the trick to find hybridization. Okay, so in the course of finding hybridization, you will be knowing how many lone pairs are there. So with the help of hybridization as well as the number of lone pairs present, just try to remember this concept and you can easily able to predict the shape of a molecule. Okay, so this is what the very essential information that you have to remember. This is compulsorily. So without knowing this, you can never find out the shape. Clear? So hybridization, number of lone pairs, then this particular information, easily you can find the shape of a molecule. Clear? Okay. Now we will see certain questions that were there in a previous year question paper so that you will get a complete idea. Let us go for the question, and this is a very common type of a question that can be asked for any competitive exam. And you know, the percentage of asking such question, particularly this kind of question, is very, very high. Okay, based on predicting the shape as well as hybridization. Clear? And we will see one question. This particular question has been repeatedly asked in 2 NEET exams, 2015 as well as 2016 also. Read the question carefully. Which of the following pairs of ions are isoelectronic and also isostructural? First, you should try to understand the meanings of the term isoelectronic and isostructural. Isoelectronic means two molecules or ions having same number of electrons. So what do you mean by isoelectronic? The molecules are ions if they have same number of electrons, then we call them isoelectronic in nature. Okay, and if the molecules or ions have same hybridization and geometry, that is shape, then we call those molecules are isostructural in nature. Okay, so isoelectronic in the sense two ions or two molecules having same number of electrons, and isostructural means the molecules are ions having same hybridization as well as same shape also. Okay, and now they have given you 4 options. So among them you have to select an option. Say every option contains 2 molecules. So you should compare between the 2 molecules. The molecules should have same number of electrons and the molecules should have same hybridization as well as shape. Okay, so that particular option you have to select. Now first we will work it out which option is isoelectronic. That means same number of electrons. So how do you calculate the number of electrons in SO3 minus 2? Number of electrons in SO3 minus 2. Sulfur atomic number is how much? 16. Isn't it? 16 plus oxygen atomic number 8 into 3. Okay. So that is 24. Plus minus 2 is there, no? You have to add 2 electrons. So 16 plus 24 plus 2, you will get 42. Yes or no? So 42 is the number of electrons that is there in SO3 minus 2 molecule. So atomic number of sulfur, atomic number is equal to number of electrons only, no? So atomic number of sulfur is 16, atomic number of oxygen is 8 into 3. 3 oxygen atoms are there, no? So 8 into 3, that's 24. Plus minus 2 is there, no? Whenever minus is there, you have to add electrons. Whenever plus is there, remove electrons. Okay? So that is the logic you should always follow. So minus 2. So 2 electrons you have added. If you had minus 1 electron you will add. If you had minus 4 electrons you should add. Here you have minus 2. So I added 2 electrons, altogether 42. So there are 42 electrons in SO3 minus 2 molecule. Similarly, so how many electrons are there in NO3 minus molecule? Atomic number of nitrogen 7 plus atomic number of oxygen 8 into 3 plus 1 minus is there, no? So I added 1. So you will be getting around 33, isn't it? So 33 electrons are there in NO3 minus. So are they isoelectronic? What I said, isoelectronic in the sense the molecules should have same number of electrons. This molecule has 42 electrons and this molecule has 33 electrons. They are not isoelectronic. Okay, they are not isoelectronic. So you can eliminate this option. No need of checking for isostructural. Right? So what they are asking, pairs of ions should be isoelectronic and they should be isostructural also. Okay, they are not even isoelectronic. So that's how we have cancelled this option. Okay, and coming to this particular option, option B. I am going with option B. Okay, so number of electrons in ClO3 minus. So Cl atomic number, ClO3 minus, atomic number of Cl is 17, okay, plus atomic number of oxygen is 8 into 3, that's 24, okay, minus is there. So plus 1 if I add, I will get 42, isn't it? So number of electrons present in ClO3 minus is 42 and SO3 minus 2. we have calculated here, yes or no? So both of them are having same number of electrons. That means these two guys can be called as isoelectronic species. Yes, so in option B, both the molecules or ions are having same number of electrons. The ClO3 minus has 42 electrons and SO3 minus 2 is also has 42 electrons. So they are definitely called as isoelectronic. Okay, and now let us try to check whether they are isostructural also or not. Okay, so isostructural means what? The molecules should have same hybridization as well as same shape also. Okay, and let us work it out with ClO3 minus. Okay, first let us work with the hybridization. Central atom is chlorine, and chlorine belongs to 17th group, and it is having how many valence electrons? 7 valence electrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 minus is there. No, I told you whenever minus is there you should add. 1 minus is there, so I am adding 1 electron. Fine. And you know it is bonded with oxygen. I told you whenever oxygen is there it will take up 2 electrons. It forms 2 bonds. Among the 2 bonds, one is sigma and one is pi. Okay, another oxygen taking up 2 electrons, another oxygen taking up 2 electrons. So how many sigma bonds? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3 sigma bonds plus how many lone pairs? 1 lone pairs. So you are getting a number 4. Number 4 in the sense it is sp3 hybridization. Okay, and 1 lone pair is there. sp3 hybridization with 1 lone pair. Shape is pyramidal, right? Hybridization is sp3 and shape is pyramidal. Okay, and now let us check for SO3 minus 2 molecule also. If SO3 minus 2 molecule also is getting sp3 hybridization, if it is showing pyramidal, then we can say both are isostructural also. Okay, now let us check for SO3 minus 2. SO3 minus 2. Okay, and sulfur is a 16th group element. It's having 6 valence electrons. So I'll be putting 6 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 minus 2 is there. So I should add 2 electrons to this, and 3 oxygens. This is each oxygen will take up 2 electrons. I told you. So 3 oxygen. So how many sigma bonds? Among them you should count only sigma. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 3 sigma bonds plus how many lone pairs? 1 lone pair, right? And what you are getting? You are getting 4. 4 in the sense sp3 hybridization. And now check the shape. sp3 hybridization with 1 lone pair. sp3 hybridization with 1 lone pair. It is nothing but pyramidal. Are you getting same hybridization as well as shape? Yes, pyramidal. See, ClO3 minus is also showing sp3 hybridization and pyramidal shape, and SO3 minus 2 is also showing sp3 hybridization and pyramidal shape. That means both the molecules can be said as isostructural species. They are isoelectronic also and they are isostructural also. So, which is our option? Definitely option B is the correct answer. They are asking select the option which should be isoelectronic and it also has to be isostructural. So this is what satisfying the rule isoelectronic as well as isostructural. So option B is correct. And if you want, you can work the same thing with option C and option D also. It will be a great practice for you. Okay, we'll go for the next question. We'll go for the second question. Very simple one, yet very, very important. Which of the following sets of molecules will have same number of lone pairs in the central atom? Okay, so they have listed certain molecules in every option. So which of the option has same number of lone pairs in the molecules? That is what we have to select. And you should use a trick on hybridization here. Try to find the hybridization. So in the course of finding hybridization itself, you will try to find out how many lone pairs are there. Okay, so let us apply a trick here. Consider the first option, SO2. Apply this formula on SO2. So sulfur is the central atom and it belongs to 16th group and it is having 6 valence electrons, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 oxygen atoms are taken, each oxygen is taking up 2 electrons, so you have 2 oxygen atoms. Apply the trick. How many sigma bonds? 2 sigma bonds plus how many lone pairs? 1. Anyway, they are not asking anything about hybridization, they are just asking how many lone pairs are there. So we can easily say 1 lone pair is there on SO2. 1 lone pair is there on sulfur of SO2. Similarly, try to find out in ClF3. Cl belongs to 17th group element and it is having 7 valence electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you know 3 fluorines are forming 3 sigma bonds. So how many lone pairs? 2 lone pairs. So this molecule has 2 lone pairs. And BrF3 is similar to ClF3 only, no? Br is also 17th group element, 7 electrons and 3 bonds. Definitely BrF3 also has 2 lone pairs. So first option, SO2 is showing 1 lone pair and these two guys are showing 2 lone pairs. They are asking all of them in a particular option should have same number of lone pairs. So here, you know, these two have same, but this is different. So you can eliminate option A and work on with option B, SF4. SF4, sulfur belongs to, sulfur belongs to, let me work it out here, 16th group and it's having 6 valence electrons. And how many bonds are there? Second bond, third bond, fourth bond. That is 1 lone pair is there on SF4, isn't it? 1 lone pair. And ammonia, N belongs to 15th group, right? And 5 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 valence electrons. 3 sigma bonds will form. So how many lone pairs? Remaining is 1 lone pair is there on nitrogen. And O3. So how do you work with O3? O3 is nothing but this is what the structure actually, O3. Central atom is oxygen itself. Okay. So oxygen belongs to 16th group. So it's having 6 valence electrons. 6 valence electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 2 oxygens are there. Each oxygen will form, you know, 2 bonds. One is sigma and one is pi. Okay, and now can you be able to find out how many lone pairs are there? 1 lone pair. So 1 lone pair. Say option B, all the 3 molecules are showing 1 lone pair, right? So option B is the correct option here. Okay, so they are asking which of the following sets of molecules will have same number of lone pairs. So you can, for this also you can apply a trick on hybridization. You will find out the number of lone pairs. It's very easy type of a question. Yet very important. Many times questions like this have been asked in the NEET examinations. Okay, so you can work with the more questions. Very important topic. Okay, revise carefully, work it with the more questions. And if you like the concept, please like the video, share it and subscribe our channel. Thank you.